Following the 2017 season, Tony Kanaan and Chip Ganassi Racing separated after 4 seasons together that produced only a single win at Fontana in 2014 and a failure to finish better than 7th in points. For 2018, Kanaan joined AJ Foyt Enterprises to drive their historic number 14 car. Admittedly, the season would feature something of a learning curve, as Kanaan and teammate Matthias Lace were the third driver combination at Foyt in 3 years, and the team had only won a single race since 2003.
More trouble. That's Tony Kanaan around. And you saw Ryan Hunter-Reay on pit road. He dove for the pit lane as the field took the green.
He's looking desperately for reverse.
Car still running. You can tell because the numeral on the digital readout is still there, and you can hear it. All right, Hunter-Reay leaving pit road. Jan?
If I start finish now, you're going to beat him around.
Oh. Yes, you can hear the radio communication. Ryan Hunter-Reay said the car would not accelerate. They made a quick pit stop to change the ECU, or engine control unit. The good news, as you heard on the radio, it looks like he is going to beat the leaders out, and at this point has not lost a lap.
Well, that was awkward for Kanaan. Look at Kanaan trying to get back in. There's no room, and he gets spun around.
Zach Veach lost a piece of his front wing, it looked like, in that squeeze.
And we heard Tony on the radio. He was not very happy with that, that's for sure.
And that's Tony Kanaan into the barrier. Well, he's going to keep going. Hopefully they can get that starter. 3 minutes and 18 seconds right now. Luckily, there's a safety truck right there. Hopefully they can start him quickly. But by the time he gets back, you'll probably have 1 minute left for these guys to try and qualify. So
what happened to Tony Kanaan as Supertex AJ Foyt was watching on?
Out of the
Exiting
pits.
pit lane.
Cold tires, leaving the pits, gets on it and loses it out of the pit lane. Luckily, no parts on track, no suspension damage. You don't need the wrecker. They just need to get him started, Townsend. The clock's ticking. We're down to 2 minutes and 40 seconds now.
You say no suspension damage, but that left rear,
he got out of the
tires,
got out of the car too. So
I would think the right rear, I would think that at least the toe link's off a bit. I mean, it takes a lot to twist the wing up like that.
We have got a stranded ABC supply car.
Tony Kanaan.
Tony Kanaan. He had troubles exiting pit lane yesterday.
Here's the issue we run into now. Cars have been running in the wet, sitting in the wet, everything getting saturated with water, electronic boxes, steering wheels, and these type of things start to run into issues. We see Tony Kanaan now rolling backwards down the hill. This is a problem that might occur. We seem to see it happen every time it rains. They have electrical problems.
There we go.
Yeah, he said he couldn't get it in gear. It's been a rough weekend for Kanaan. Like Zach Veach and a couple others, he was really sick on Friday, took a big IV bag, felt better yesterday, feels okay today. Car hasn't been good, so he welcomed the rain. Now he's just trying to get back in it.
Well, it finally went in gear, and he got it away off the hill, so problems went away.
After 5 races, Kanaan had gone a best finish of 8th place at both Phoenix and Long Beach. At the former race, Kanaan got his best start of 9th. He was ranked 11th in points.
Tony Kanaan back on pit lane so soon, Rick.
Yeah, apparently he has a puncture in the right rear, and this is really going to put a major dent in his effort to win this Indianapolis 500. Not sure what caused it. There's the opportunity for debris. Sometimes you get close to something. Doesn't really matter. Bottom line is he's forced to come in, do another pit stop, and that is going to put a major dent in his ability to win this race, and he was out front.
Well, the thing they have to focus on is that we're just coming up to the halfway mark of the race, so they have time to try and catch one of those wave arounds or get cycled back onto the lead lap and try and see what they can make happen. Crash Doc Tony Kanaan is in trouble and into the wall, and the yellow flag is out with 12 laps to go.
I'm okay. Sorry, guys. I'm out.
Well, we have a brand new race.
7th caution of the 500. What happened to Kanaan? That tricky turn 2 caught another one.
Looks like the car just started to wiggle just a little bit. Coming out of the turn, back end started to move a little bit. Looked like he had a correction, almost caught it, and then it got away from him.
Almost doesn't do it around here. That's the same thing.
But you're hopeful.
You can be hopeful as much as you want. Once it gets sideways, you're gone.
Oh, you heard him be aggressive on the accelerator. He was looking for a draft going down the stretch, down into turn 3, hoping to make up some positions, and it didn't work out.
Speaking of veterans, I see Tony Kanaan in the tire patio there.
So much for that veteran thing, right?
Yeah, that kind of went a bit wrong. I guess he was probably, here we go, yeah.
Tony Kanaan, back in comes around.
Yeah, he locked the outside front as he turned in and got caught out there.
Ryan Hunter-Reay.
Kanaan's coming in. I just saw him peel off for no reason there.
So the Detroit performance from this guy was amazing. And he said a little earlier when he was speaking with Kelly, and as we see Tony Kanaan come in, just how determined he was to win.
And the suspension.
Something broke in the suspension. Tough night for AJ Foyt. One car out with a fire, and now a random, and he's pointing to the right rear, it looks like.
Yeah, I saw him peel off real quick, like violently over to the inside.
But look at his right rear. There's contact there. There's a big donut, or at least the Firestone logos are gone off the right rear. So Tony Kanaan must have gotten up into the fence at some point.
Pointing down at the suspension, so he's probably got a bent toe link or a broken toe link. He must have brushed the wall at some point.
There's the Kanaan tire.
Yeah, definitely rubbed the wall for sure. So bad night for the AJ Foyt guys tonight. They were looking very promising in practice, and it's all gone up sideways for them in the first quarter of the race.
I think we found it here with Tony Kanaan exiting turn 2. That's it. Great job by the replay team to find that. Just got up and kissed the wall. You wouldn't think that would bend the toe link, but clearly it wasn't manageable.
I don't know. I mean, barely touched it, but it looked like something had broken.
Kel?
Tony Kanaan still sitting behind the wheel of his 14 car, and as he's sitting here over the radio, he said he thought he brushed the wall, but that something happened before that to cause him to brush the wall, and then he said something just snapped. We saw those tires. They didn't look to be the issue, Marty.
10 races into the season, and Kanaan had improved his best start to 6th place at Texas and his best finish to a 7th at Detroit. Despite these results, Kanaan had dropped to 14th in the standings.
As Tony Kanaan is making his way to pit road, and it looks like he is not under power. But a quick update on Ed Jones. You saw he and Simon Pagenaud on pit lane making repairs. Unfortunately for Ed Jones, he did not get it done by the time the cars went by, so he is 1 lap down.
Whereas Pagenaud did, the Team Penske guys did a super job to service the Frenchman and get him out. So Jones is playing catch up here. We check in with Katie.
And I'm here with George Klotz, who calls the races for Tony Kanaan. George, it looks like TK has no power. Do you know what's happened?
No, we're taking a look at it right now. We plugged in and didn't see anything. We really didn't have an explanation of what's going on. We'll just look into it.
And this leads to an even more frustrating season for Tony Kanaan, Lee.
What a shame for the driver who has led laps here at Pocono the last 5 years in a row, including a top 5 result overall last year. As we welcome you back to the ABC Supply 500 here on NBCSN. Alexander Rossi is the race leader. However, one of those ABC Supply AJ Foyt cars is out. It's Tony Kanaan. Katie Hagen, what's the story?
And Tony, when it rains, it certainly pours here at Pocono. What's the diagnosis for the 14 car?
Looks like we lost a throttle sensor, so all of a sudden I lost power between 2 and 3. And I had to come in, so it's gonna take probably 15 minutes to change. We just don't want to be out there in the middle of, with 15 laps now. It's not gonna do us any good, so we call it a day. It's a shame. When it rains, it pours, but we'll look to turn the situation around. We're not giving up.
And Lee, it sounds like Tony's gonna head up and have a visit with you guys here in a little bit.
Oh, welcome TK up here. That'll be a little bit of fun as we get back to the business at hand. And
in 2018, Tony Kanaan had a best start of 6th at Texas and a best finish of 6th place at Toronto. He also led 20 laps during the season. However, Kanaan finished in 16th place in the final point standings, which was Kanaan's worst ranking in a season where he started every race.